this is what the pain that comes with labour is like, then I am absolutely petrified, because I feel like it's your baby sort of like knocking on the door saying I'm going to be coming soon. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. If you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen my post, you guys, I have a lot of things to update you on. This is the first video that I'm attempting to film in the new year, and I was hoping to film this video when I was 38 weeks pregnant. However, the day I turned 38 weeks was the day I gave birth. I obviously couldn't film that video because instead I was giving birth to my baby daughter, who is currently trying to nap. Of course, as you can see by the title, this is my third trimester recap, so just like the others, I just wanted to give a recap on any new symptoms that I received or that have come back, any updates on midwife appointments, any scans, and just generally what happened in the third trimester. But yeah, let's get started on this third trimester recap. Looking at my symptoms, I know I've mentioned some of these in my second trimester because they sort of started at the end, but then there's also some symptoms that sort of like reappeared. I guess in a way it's like symptoms slash body changes. So the first one is stretch marks. Of course, I did get stretch marks around the boobage area straight away. That was the first thing that I saw, and then I started to get stretch marks on the side of my hip, started to appear around week 28, and they were really dark. And then around week 30 to week 32 is when I started to get them on the top of my thighs and also my stomach as well. The ones on my stomach don't look as dark or deep as the rest, but yeah, the amount of stretch marks that I've currently got, I was not expecting to have so many. So yeah, that was the biggest body change that I noticed. Obviously I didn't get them all at the same time, they were sort of like delayed, but I so knew that I would get stretch marks at the last possible minute. And then just going off the stretch marks, I did get, I can't remember what it's called, but when I went for my last growth scan, she did mention that I had some sort of hormonal rash within the stretch marks. I can't remember what she said it was called, but she just said it was like some sort of hormonal imbalance. Obviously it's your body going through the motions of being pregnant, and yeah, so that was fun. That was very itchy, and yeah, it was just, it looked really bad. Like I would get like sort of red blotches on my skin. It did sort of like relieve itself after a couple weeks, but yeah, it was so itchy. And then I think I mentioned like general pelvis pain and hip pain in my second trimester, and it's because I was always told that she was positioned quite low, hence why it made me, you know, get pains quite early on. But this did get even worse around week 32, 33. Apologies, I keep looking down. I'm definitely reading off my phone in my notes section because it's been a while since the third trimester, so I'm just trying to remember things. But yeah, from week 32, 33, it felt as if I had like a little bit of relief from the hip pain. I didn't know if it was my body sort of getting used to it and my walk being completely different. Like I was definitely waddling like a penguin at this stage. As soon as I stopped getting the pelvic pain, I started getting like these weird vibrations near my sternum. So I wondered if that was obviously everything pushing upwards, you know, her getting a bit more room. And this sort of stopped around week 35. So it didn't last too long, and it was only uncomfortable if I was in certain positions. So if I was laid down on my side, or if I was just sat up upright. And then other things is heartburn. I did mention this in my second trimester. Oh man, did this get worse. Oh, I felt like this got worse as soon as I hit the third trimester, and it did not stop. It didn't stop up until the moment I gave birth. It also contributed to other symptoms. So one of them was insomnia, and it can be from whether you're overthinking things, whether you're stressed about things, or from other symptoms like constipation or heartburn. And I did sort of go through that as well for quite a while. And honestly, you guys, most of it was from the heartburn, and then once you're awake you just can't get back to sleep. It just happened every other day, or you know, a couple times a week. It definitely wasn't an every night thing. From 30 weeks I started getting like these period type pains, and apparently they can be classed as Braxton Hicks, where your uterus sort of contracts, your belly goes hard. I didn't realise it was Braxton Hicks to begin with until I sort of mentioned it at my appointment, and I just sort of said, these are the things that are happening. You know, it just feels like a really bad period pain. I feel like my belly goes rock solid and then it goes soft. That started from 30 weeks and they got more and more intense from 34 weeks. And then in regards to symptoms and body changes, I just had like 2 more things on the list. So I did mention the vibrations near my sternum, but then I would always get what they call fanny daggers. It's basically when your baby is hitting the cervix. I feel like it's really funny because I feel like it's your baby sort of like knocking on the door saying, I'm gonna be coming soon. And it was just, oh my god, it was so painful. It would literally just stop me in my tracks, and you just sort of have to take a deep breath because it hurts so bad. It didn't last long. It was literally a couple of seconds. It was like your baby just bashing through the door, so obviously you're gonna jump. And I thought to myself, oh my god, if this is what the pain that comes with labour is like, then I am absolutely petrified of what birth is gonna feel like. I can tell you now, it's not like that at all. And then the last thing, symptoms and body changes wise, is of course water retention. It was one of these last minute things that my body experienced. I definitely got cankles. I definitely got fat fingers that I could no longer fit my rings on. I don't even know if my ring fits today. I haven't even tried. My ankles have just about gone back to normal. And let me tell you, it does get really uncomfortable. I don't know if, I think when I got water retention, especially in my upper thighs and the bottom of my legs, so my calves, that happened around the same time as the stretch marks. Moving on to the midwife appointments, I felt like I was definitely in every other week, and then it got worse. So my midwife appointments, again, they do the same things that they did in all the others. They check your blood pressure, they check your urine, they see how you are, they check the heartbeat, and they measure the bump. I believe it was my week 32 appointment that I had to have 2 blood tests done and also an injection. So I had to have a blood test to check my iron levels to see if I was anemic, and then I think my other blood test was to check, basically, because I have I think I'm O negative blood type, and because of that they basically offer you the anti-D injection just in case your baby is positive. I had 2 blood tests and also an anti-D injection. However, the blood test didn't go according to plan. I am the worst when it comes to blood tests. No one can ever get blood from me at all. Even though I'm veiny, you can see my veins. Taking my blood, it can't happen. So instead of taking 2 vials of blood, they could only take 1. And they decided to use that for the iron levels to check if I was, of course, anemic or anything like that. At that same appointment, they then also decided to give me my anti-D injection. And I had to go back a week later in order to get the 2nd vial of blood in order to see if I was creating antibodies, I believe, which of course is going to create antibodies. And because it did, I then had to have a blood test every 2 weeks to make sure that my levels were all correct. So basically I was literally going to the community centre every single week. If not for a midwife appointment, it was for a blood test. But then also on top of that, I was also having growth scans. So I definitely felt like I was being well looked after. So I was definitely grateful for the fact that I had all of these appointments and I constantly had someone checking up on me and my pregnancy and my little girl, just to make sure we were all okay. Because of course, like I mentioned in every single recap video, mentally it takes a toll on you as well as physically. Of course, the things that we've been through, the journey that we've taken so far, it all just gets a bit too much. In regards to scans, so of course I had all of my growth scans. I had my 28 week, I had my 32 week, and I had my 36 week growth scan. Yeah, so all the growth scans went okay. She was measuring absolutely fine based on my measurements. Nothing really got flagged up, honestly. She was growing nicely. I think when I went to my week 36 appointment, her estimated birth weight would have been 8 pounds 4, I believe. And then obviously at my 36 week appointment, I was also told that she was in the perfect position in order to give birth. So I definitely felt relaxed, the fact that she was in the perfect position, she wasn't breech or anything like that, so I didn't have to go back. And yeah, it was like the perfect end to sort of like the 3rd trimester. Everything was fine, she was in the correct position, she was literally ready to go. Little did I know that I would be giving birth exactly 2 weeks after that. But yeah, so that is everything in regards to my 3rd trimester recap. I think all that's left is a bump update. Of course, I can't show you a bump update right now because I no longer have a bump. So I will put images on the screen, of course, showing my 3rd trimester progression pictures. So my camera just died for the 7th time. And I think she's about to wake up from her nap, so this is the perfect ender to this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, please do leave them in the comment box down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my birth story is coming out. And I will see you in my next video.